You know, I haven't made a movie review in a while. Let's change that. This year has kind of been a pretty great year for horror movies. I mean, I would argue 2 of the best movies of the year are horror films, and I was hoping for him to be on a similar level as these 2 films, or at the very least pretty solid. Fun fact actually, my first review on this channel was a Monkey Paw Productions movie, and I still love the hell out of Monkey Man. I think that's a great film. However, I sadly cannot say the same thing about him.
Hey Peggy, let me talk to him one time, hold up.
I won't act like I was like next level hype of this movie. I was pretty excited for this film though, and I really was interested by the trailers. And I thought the whole concept of a football cult-like movie was very intriguing. Me and my dad even got a chance to see the movie early, which is how I'm reviewing it, which is awesome. But that doesn't change the fact that this movie is kind of all over the place, man. Let me just start off with the main plot. I think it's very intriguing on paper, but I don't think they pushed it nearly as much as they should have. This is a football cult movie, yet I feel like they don't really do anything that crazy up until the final 30 minutes of the film. Like every quote-unquote crazy thing they do in this film feels like different versions of what could have been the first, hey, something's up. Near the end it gets to that point, but by then I just feel like it's kind of already too late. I also feel like the protagonist isn't as put off as he should be by these events. Like sure, he was freaked out, but it feels like you adjusted to it just a bit too quick. Like I get trying to make him get all wrapped up in this lifestyle and stuff, but it feels very unbelievable in that aspect. I was also very disappointed to see the theme kind of feeling very wasted. The theme of the movie is essentially what would you willing to sacrifice in order to get to the spot you are, essentially taking the whole sell your soul to the devil thing, but making it very literal. And that's such a cool concept for a horror movie if the movie took advantage of it at all. Like fame is scary, people change with fame, and I feel like the movie doesn't really take that much advantage of that. I also think the sound design of the movie is pretty bad. There's a whole bunch of copyrighted music in this movie, which theoretically isn't a bad thing, but my issue with it comes more down to the fact that there's so much of it that goes back to back to back that's kind of very distracting. Especially for this whole thriller horror film. I get it, it's football and football has these hyped up rap songs, but I also just kind of feel like it broke the immersion just a bit. Like sometimes it will happen after a very serious scene or a very like dark scene, you know? But that's not the worst of it to me. The worst of the movie's sound design to me is the fucking dog shit mixing. I think the copyrighted music would have not get on my nerves so much if the music wasn't so loud to the point where I couldn't hear the characters talk. It's mixed like one of my goddamn videos, man. There are some things I do like about this film though. I think everyone killed their roles, for example. I think the main star of this film, Tyreek Withers, actually did really well in this film as Cameron. And while I think his character was still poorly done, Marlon Wayans actually was pretty great in this film. I think every other supporting cast member also was pretty good, but these 2 were specifically standouts of the show. I also think visually this movie does get all the marks right. Anytime a moment was specifically uncomfortable or tense, it was because of the fantastic acting and the beautiful visuals. For what it's worth, I think there are scenes here that can make you feel uneasy, but at the end of the day, that's all they made me feel. I didn't really get much from this film horror-wise, and it didn't help that the movie's themes just felt very undercooked for what could have been a really interesting, intriguing film. Him isn't a horrible film, and I wouldn't mind seeing it again, but like, I also just feel like a lot of the elements in this film just feel way too confused. It's trying to say a lot, but really is saying nothing. It's trying to be creepy and unsettling, but at times it works, but at other times it feels like it doesn't really get what it fully could be. And that doesn't even mention the problems with the audio mixing or the really shallow plot. At the end of the day, Him is a movie that I really wanted to like more. I really went into this film expecting to get another banger, but instead, I just got really disappointed. I wanted more from this film, but instead, I got a movie that feels like it has so little to do with its concept. I think him deserves a 4.5 out of 10. Oh my god, they're injecting pronouns to the movies. Oh my god.